Welcome to the Academy endurance round from the Bridge Race Room circuit. Oh my god, that's a lot of cars going through this part of the track. This
is your boy, Juanito Mayor.
Indeed, we ride with Johnny Major currently in third place. Things are very tight at the top of the grid. We got James Butler, Nathan Edward, Johnny Major, Zoltan Calmandi, Adelle Fucale, and Edward Gonzalez, all 1 second away from pole. Pole time being just a hair under a minute 20 at the moment. With me on commentary is Byron Dirksen. You heard him.
I told you to call me Gordon Shumway.
Gordon Shumway is here.
Until somebody gets that joke, that's what that is.
And we have Travis Wallace, the angry hick, who's very, very tired.
Captain Squirrel Paste.
Working on my opossum grommets.
Opossumgrommet.com, baby. Opossumgrommet.com.
This is good. This is good. We have a 30-minute race here around Race Room Bridge for the Academy guys, and a really pretty healthy grid. We got 18 cars, 16 of which have posted a lap time. I believe Danny Ball has not posted a lap time. And the other one who has not posted a lap time, I am afraid I cannot pronounce the name of. So,
just as a disclaimer, Travis has really been drinking heavily, so anything he says is probably accurate.
If he gets racially insensitive. By the way, welcome back Noel Robbins, who just popped up to 4th place.
Here's to you, Noel Robinson. Do.
And we got Adele. The standings are up, but I know that this changes because Adelle Fucale is about to steal a top 5 grid position as she comes across the line. And I wonder actually if this standings page here will actually change when she does it. It does. There you go. So the grid will be James Butler and Nathan Edward in all UK front row from Johnny Major and Zoltan Calmandi, Adelle Fucale, Noel Robbins, Edward Gonzalez, Javier Perez Torres, good top 10 for him, and Ricardo Silva and John Picha, your top 10.
We're trying to bully Javi P into buying the Rocket League. Javi P, if you do not buy the Rocket League, oh boy, am I going to have Travis just pull a breakie right in front of you.
Indeed. So we got an 18-car grid. I think this is the largest Academy grid we've ever actually had.
This is a big grid.
Yeah. Very nice. We got a couple of new guys, making their debut. Ricardo Silva, tip of the hat to him.
Tis what she proclaimed.
The return of Noel Robbins, big deal there as well. Woo! And a nice rebound after the upper class really under-delivered last week.
Well, that's because they're very short.
It's true. We're terribly short. And they are about to head off. We have red lights, red lights, red lights. Come on, come on, come on. Go! There we go. We're off. Oh, little contact. Little contact in the background. Tobias Howard is in the wall. Not sure who collected him.
I say to be rather step off a lip. What?
I believe it might have been Jean-Simon Chenard who was the man who collected Tobias Howard.
He is very offensive.
Carl Hackman is back.
Your boy, noted author Carl Hackman. Amazon. I'm not sure what the address is.
Bit of an aggressive move there by I'm not sure who it was. It looked like they were getting past either Danny Ball or Mr. Salati. I think it was Rick Martel pulling off a bit of an aggressive move there to get into 12th position. So interesting. We don't often see tremendous aggression out of Rick Martel, but there it was. James Butler is at the front ahead of Nathan Edward, Johnny Major, Zoltan Calmandi, and Adelle Fucale, your top 5.
Nope, wrong, all wrong.
All correct.
Nope, you're having an aneurysm.
Can James Butler and Nathan Edward do what they did in the last endurance round, which was just make it a 2-horse race?
When they're driving cars, sir, so that doesn't make any sense.
2-car race.
Sir, listen, if you're trying to mis-object things, we're going to have you removed.
You're clearly just being difficult.
Yeah.
just making sure that gets stayed.
What the hell else am I here for?
Your boy, Edward Gonzalez, in 7th place.
Your boy! Speedy go!
Speedy trailing Noel Robbins, who is back in the Academy after a bit of an absence.
Speedy keeps threatening to hook me up with some masa and some tamales and, twist my rubber arm.
Oh, but he hasn't done it yet, though.
That's because he does not know the majesty and power of Fiesta Pale.
That's true. And Siesta Pale.
What's Siesta Bottle?
Oh, we're going with Siesta Bottle. You know what? I still like the idea that you throw the pail on your head to shield you from any light, and then you get even a longer siesta.
Well, but if you have Fiesta Pale and then you drink from the Siesta Bottle, it's a good time, and then you go to sleep.
Oh, okay. And then you could just use the pail as the
Yeah. You can use the pail later for like a pee break.
for a pee break, and also the inevitable Montezuma's revenge.
That is also true. Or to collect your mountains of possum grommets, possumgrommet.com.
Working in all of the sponsors at this point. Top 5 remain more or less the same. I'm looking to see Carl Hackman's come through the grid to 11th place after qualifying near the back, so good race for him so far.
Very nice.
Hey!
Travis, tell us all about your new low-calorie formula of squirrel paste.
Track's bumpy.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you.
Excellent way to not answer the question anyway. Adelle Fucale forming a little bit of a train here with Noel Robbins, Edward Gonzalez, and Javier Perez Torres. Your boy, JPT, on the tail there.
JPT! IVP up in this bitch!
In the meantime, James Butler continues to lead from Nathan Edward and Johnny Major, the first group of 3 here. And I guess Zoltan Kalmandi is still technically with this group there in 4th place.
Major Edward Kalmandi.
See.
Major Edward Kalmandi? That's good.
Here's to you, Major Edwardson.
And after his meeting with the wall at the start of the race, Tobias Howard's already back up to 16th place.
Toby! Get up, Toby.
And a little shifting going on there between Rick Martell and John Picha, 2 veterans of the ESR fields.
Don't lie to me. I know that your boy's way out in front. Can't even mess around.
Which boy is that? I have many boys.
I'm not going to be too specific, but it might be Rick Martell.
Oh. That's not my boy. That's like the object of perfection. You know, he's got a fragrance and everything.
Dude, he painted his house the right colors and has all of the clothing to match.
Indeed.
I'm surprised
he's very golf.
I'm surprised he hasn't had his wife just tattooed up, like, with stripes.
Let us know how that goes, Rick.
But you know what? I don't have pictures to prove that isn't the case either, so he might have done it.
Nathan Edward closing on James Butler at the front, closing the gap down to about 0.4 of a second. You can see very, very close. This track has a lot of elevation changes. Very challenging, actually. Travis, would you say this is one of the better fictional tracks in existence?
As Travis's attorney, I advise him not to answer unless he mentions squirrel paste and or possum grommets.
It's bumpy.
Thank you. Good night.
James Butler is really trying to break that toe with with a lot of weaving there. Maybe not the greatest idea on the planet, though.
I would like to salute Nathan Edwards with probably one of the best nicknames I've seen in a long goddamn time with Formula Sloth.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
My whole shit just straight up errored.
Oh, that's not good.
No, I see. Yeah.
Oh, so did mine. Oh.
I'm still going.
We're gonna rely on Travis for a timestamp at some point.
We are back in action at about 24 minutes left of the race. Apology for the technical difficulties. We have a squirrel working in the technical booth, and Travis, you need to get on that and kill that for your squirrel paste.
Squirrelpaste.org.
I'll take care of it.
Indeed.
It's squirrelpaste.org and possumgrommet.com.
So we resume things with James Butler leading from Nathan Edward, Johnny Major, Zoltan Kalmandi, and what the heck happened to Zoltan?
You don't mess with the Zoltan.
I think you do. He's falling backwards like a stone.
It's sandbagging. He's just toying with him.
He's randomly dropped from 4th to 7th place. So Zoltan, please comment on what happened there. Actually, I do know what the problem is.
Is it because he may or may not have stopped for an ice cream cone?
That's called internet difficulty.
Is it because he may or may not have stopped for a vodka break?
that could be the case. But there he is, in
Or-
7th place in that nice red car. Very, very fetching.
Or as we in the business refer to it as a potato infusion.
Oh, Noel Robbins is looking to go up the inside of Adelle Fucale, but cannot get through on the
God,
very
the
multicolored car.
Shut down. Didn't even ask her out. Didn't say nice things. No dinner invitation.
Preemptive.
Shut down.
Today in the Adelle Fucale car, I do believe it is Sabrina Fucale.
Could be. I just know that I like that livery. That is.
It's very eye-catching. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but it definitely stands the fuck out.
As a Northwestern individual and subjected to certain ethnic influences, I like it. I really like it a lot.
Javier Perez Torres has gotten past Zoltan Kalmandi, possibly due to another internet connection problem, maybe. I don't know.
Zoltan the Kalamata Kalmandi.
Indeed. And Rick Martel in the background there in 9th place. He has seen off the challenge of John Picha and is now running more or less on his own. Noel Robbins still putting the pressure on Adelle Fucale. They've got Johnny Major just a little bit up the road. And I believe my fear is that the Brits are kind of running away with this. Starting to become a thing. We're only 10 minutes in, but they pulled out a pretty good gap at the front.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. They're way in the back.
They are not.
Dude, Hackman and Ball are so far back that they could probably.
That's not the Brits I'm talking about.
What you need to be.
There are 4 Brits.
Ethnically impaired.
Whoa! Zoltan Kalmandi up the inside. He takes some speed bumps.
Hell yeah.
It's not good for the floor of your car, and it looks like you'll hold the position. Wonder if the stewards will take a negative eye towards that, though.
Only if they're racist.
Uh-oh.
They are racist.
They may not have to.
Whoa, they may not have to as Zoltan Kalmandi loses control and spins off the track.
Javi PT?
Javi PT is up into 7th place ahead of Rick Martel, John Picha, and Jordan Alcolia, along with Ricardo Silva also getting through, and Carl Hackman. And
Where's
Danny
that
Ball.
speedy guy?
Speedy Gonzalez, 6th place.
Wow, that's at least 8 places down from where I thought he would be.
Oh. So, -2?
No, I think he should be +2.
Ah, I see.
Beyond first place.
Beyond first place, okay.
Travis, I'm thinking about buying a 22.
Whoa, Nathan Edward pulling alongside James Butler. It looked like James Butler just lost pace there for a second.
He did. For a second, I thought he disconnected.
He is dropping back, actually, so some kind of problem for James Butler. And
I
that's
don't
giving the
believe-
lead to Nathan Edward.
He's sandbagging. You need to calm down.
Could be
He's
sandbag.
toying with Nathan Edwards.
I would
He's letting
not.
Formula Sloth think, oh, I'm winning. Oh, my dreams. They have
I
been
would.
crippled."
I would not toy with the championship leader Nathan Edward.
He's just kind of letting him race around, feel good, and then James Butler cripples him for life.
I mean, that
Touching
could
the
be
bumper.
A little touch of the bumper. A little bit of the Travis Wallace school of chasing driving. James Butler has been one of your boys in the past, Travis.
Yep.
Yeah, Trav, God.
Although primarily Andy Blade's boy.
Be sure to
Slipstream,
buy
nicely.
Trav's Mission brand gearshifters.com.
James Butler putting the pressure on Nathan Edward at the front of the pack. And this has got Johnny Major back in the picture there in the blue car. 3rd place. Very close. And actually, Fucale and Robbins and Gonzalez there are also pretty much in the shot. So, could be a six-way fight for the lead yet.
Travis, we've had a number of questions from the viewership. All the big metal spikes and studs on your Leather Daddy outfit while you're racing, are those force feedback or like what's going on there?
Yeah, it trains me not to make a mistake.
Excellent. That seems like the best and possible outcome. Thank you for your comment.
Yeah.
I personally am a big fan of that idea.
Listen, I didn't need that much information.
Shocking Travis's testicles.
Hey,
Stop.
shocking! You didn't need to go with testicle. The shocking joke was enough. That shocking. God damn it! You did it too. You went too far.
I always go too far. You know this is the game. James Butler putting the pressure on Nathan Edward, looking to get back into the lead after if you listen to Byron, he gave him the lead. If you listen to me, I think maybe some connection problem.
James the Sandbag Butler.
The Sutler, maybe?
No.
Shot down. Shot down worse than Fiesta Pale by the Black Message.
Listen, that's shit down, and you need to get with the program.
Butler looking to make a move here into turn one. Turn one and the last turn are your primary areas of attack on this track, although there are a couple of other overtaking opportunities. And not that I think around the outside of this S's here would really be one of them, but it would look like James Butler was thinking about it. As they head towards the tunnel. Further back, Zoltan Kalmandi has fallen down to 14th place after his various troubles, so he's quite far back. And coming back through the grid is one Ricardo Silva, who's gotten back up into 11th place after a bit of an early problem. He has Danny Ball and Carl Hackman instead.
Bonk, bonk.
Indeed. There's a couple of Bonk Motorsports cars. I believe we have 3 Bonk Motorsports cars. I know that we have Danny Ball.
Here he goes.
We have your boy Edward Gonzalez. And I believe we also have Mr. Salati. I believe that's how you say that name. I don't know.
I'm going to go Salamander.
Salamander. That's good. Already got a nickname.
Ricardo the Salamander Salati.
I don't believe the first name is Ricardo. It's like Rifkin or something.
It's Ricardo.
It's not. It's Ricardo Silva.
Listen, file the appropriate paperwork. It's now Ricardo.
I see.
Or not. I don't know. I'm not here to judge, but I will.
Butler's still putting the pressure on Nathan Edward and looking to get a move here into the Tunnel of Love.
And all this just these guys are doing, Johnny Major has all but caught him.
Mm-hmm. Actually, and the Adelle Fucale, Noel Robbins, and Edward Gonzalez group is actually also getting close.
James Cheeky Nando's Butler.
Indeed. Speaking of Cheeky Nando's, Will Ospreay, great match with Archer today. That was fantastic.
Fuck, man, that was stupendous.
It's a great match.
If that wasn't 5 stars, it's 4 3/4. Like, I don't see how you get that any lower.
That was honestly, I thought that was possibly the second best match of the night behind Kent and Coda. Oh, Neil Robbins go down the inside. He's overcooked it. it.
Brakes
And that has left the door open for Bonk Motorsports' Edward Gonzalez to take 5th place. Sometimes going for a move is just not the most advisable thing.
Adelle Fucale, currently the tropical depression holding down literally everybody who sucks. Except for Speedy. Speedy's just like sandbag.
Getting some interesting lag at the back there, it looks like, with Jean-Simon Chenard. Noel Robbins takes back 5th place from Edward Gonzalez, so he's back in the top 5. In the meantime, Butler is all over the back end of Nathan Edward. Would you, what are your comments on this driving, Travis? Is it aggressive enough for your taste?
I love it. I think he's just testing out the supports on the back bumper.
Travis is good with a little bump and grind.
Travis is good with all the bump and grind, let's be real. As they head over the bridge towards the start-finish line. Can he get a good run into the inside? Like I said, this last corner is a pretty good overtaking spot, but it looks like Nathan Edward is a little braver on the brakes, and that will secure the lead for the time being. But Johnny Major is getting very, very close here. We may yet see an American win here in tribute to the 4th of July.
Yes.
What's that mean?
Just me.
We're Canadians. We don't care about the 4th. We care about the 1st of July.
You mean I was going to say the 1st of July?
No, I was making an American joke, sir. Jeez.
Dude, I'm still hungover by the 6th of July. I don't understand. What are you talking about?
I was making a thing about how this is the closest race we have to the 4th of July, and an American might be able to take the win.
There it is.
Oh, speaking of which, there's a little bumper work there between Butler and Edward, and Johnny Major is looking to capitalize. Nathan Edward is wide over the rumble strips, but he does retain the lead for the time being. Johnny Major is now very much in this fight. He was very competitive at Sepang in our most recent round.
Juanito Mayor in for the strike.
And also earned himself a wild card entry into the upper class. Where unfortunately
I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck you guys are talking about Hangover Day.
I think you just need to leave it for now. The joke either landed or didn't land. Let us know in the comments.
I don't
Oh!
get it.
Oh, little contact.
Juanito!
Johnny Major and James Butler, a little bit of contact there. Not too bad.
Normally not a fan of blue and green on the same livery, but that's a pretty good looking
Pretty good,
car.
actually. I like it. It's pretty striking. It's more of a yellow than a green, to be honest, too.
Yeah.
I think like a dark green wouldn't work with that, but like a limeish green, I guess. I think it works pretty well. And Butler back to putting the pressure on. They got some lap traffic up ahead of them. That is
get him!
Clement Sincere or Sincere.
Oh, Clement.
He is about to be lapped. It looks like we may have lost Jean-Simon Chenard at some point. He is 18th and down a lap, perhaps suggesting a mechanical problem.
Every time somebody uses the name Clement, I'm reminded immediately of the Monty Python sketch about the was it the Badger Brothers or I can't remember.
I'm not sure if I know this one.
I'll find it. It's about these two gangsters that use sarcasm and like extreme violence.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've got it now.
Clement. Clement.
Uh-oh.
Nathan Edward blinking out of existence there for a moment, but it appears he has retained the lead.
Stealth technology.
Stealth technology getting away.
Speedy, go.
Speedy Gonzalez trying to get the spot there on Noel Robbins for 5th place, but so far unsuccessful. Rick Bartel has fallen back. He's lost a spot to Jordan Alcolia, who's coming through the grid nicely. He is up to 8th position, the Spaniard.
Jordan Alcolia, the Spanish samurai.
Indeed. You thought Tom Cruise looked out of place in a samurai movie. Get
Fuck,
ready for Jordan Alcolia.
Listen, it's I would take Jordan Alcolia over Tom Cruise almost every day of the week. Except when it comes to the movie Collateral.
Clement Sincere getting out of the way there in the Motec car, which we normally see being driven by Josiah Jerome or Sarah Hunty, but not on this particular occasion.
Clement Sincere. He is French.
This is that slipstream. He might have a run here.
Indeed.
Pretty close this time.
I think I can state without hesitation that Jean-Simon is indeed out of the race. He's falling down multiple laps now. So
Well, I mean,
looks like he's done.
He is hopped up on duck fat and straight grain alcohol.
Indeed. Edward Gonzalez taking a bit of a weird line into that final corner. Not really sure what was going on there. Maybe just missed his braking point.
It's a strategy. It's unorthodox.
As they also make their way through on Sincere. And Sincere could be an interesting obstacle here for this fight between Gonzalez and Robin. Oh, no, he's going to take himself right out of it by straight lining the first S.
Clement, I would like to apologize for my colleague here. He is a Slav and therefore inherently racist and hates French people.
We have no problem with the French people. None whatsoever. It's the Italians that were highly racist.
Oh, fuck the Italians. 100%. Fuck those guys.
Heavily racist against the Austrians and the Italians.
Not only that, but the Turks.
Not a big fan of the Turks, no. The Ottoman Empire occupied our lands for a long time, and as a result, we have a sizable Muslim population.
Correct. Also, one of the guys at work, Nico, if you stumble across this, hello, what's up? A proudly Greek person of proudly Greek heritage, and we make fun of him all the time of being. It's possible maybe he's a gypsy.
Interesting.
Or possibly a Cypriot, or
Oh, I'm surprised. I'm
might be
surprised he
partial.
hasn't knifed you for calling him a Cypriot.
He is literally 5 feet tall, and I could drop kick him from 7 feet away.
That just makes it easier for him to sneak up on you. Tobias Howard, by the way, they're falling off.
He
the
is
lap, but doing
stupendously self-unaware.
Tobias Howard doing an excellent job of getting out of the way of the battle between
Juanito Mayor!
good use of blue flag action there. Somewhere along the line, James Butler has taken the lead. I'm not sure if we caught that actually.
I did mentally. But I was busy making ethnic references.
So Butler back to the front ahead of Edward and Major. Fucale, Robbins, Gonzalez, and JPT more or less have been stationary 5th, 6th, or 4th through 7th for a while. Speaking of which, there is Gonzalez trying to put some pressure on Noel Robbins. Then we have Jordan Alcolia, Rick Martel, and Joe Speedy rounding off the top 10.
Go Speedy, go.
I'd like a look at Danny Ball's charge through the grid, though. Didn't qualify, so he started at best 17th on the grid. He's worked his way up to 12th, and is putting the pressure right now on Ricardo Silva for 11th.
Bonk, bonk.
Speaking of the bonk car, there's someone definitively missing front end there in the bonk car.
Isn't that a Portuguese flag? Isn't that a Ricardo ball?
That would be
Ricardo Silva?
Ricardo Silva, yeah.
My bad. I might have been drinking a lot longer than everybody else tonight. Jean-Simon is deliberately sandbagging so that he doesn't embarrass, I guess, the Americans on Hangover Day?
Jean-Simon unfortunately had a wheel failure that caused him to hit the wall and lose a tire. So that ended his day.
Travis, you're gonna have to help me out here. What goes on Hangover Day?
Fireworks.
That sounds bad. That's like the worst thing on Hangover Day.
Sounds like a bad idea.
What are you guys doing?
You're doing it wrong, whatever it is.
We buy so many, and then we shoot them.
Listen,
on the
here's
4th.
what happens. On
And
June
then,
1st...
I heard some earlier tonight. What's the date?
That is a really messed up front end that Mr. Salati is
the
running
6th.
around with.
And there's people still shooting them.
I mean, I'll come down there with my shotguns. Go, Speedy, go!
I'm okay with that.
Speedy, you feel like Gonzalez is the faster of these two cars, but just can't find his way around Noel Robbins. And I mean, to be honest, it might be the same with Noel Robbins and Adelle Fucale. He's been on the tail of her a number of times and has just not been able to get by.
Well, no, I mean, no means no.
Absolutely.
But here's what happens. Here's what happens. June 1st is Canada Day. And then we don't know what happens for 2 weeks because we get fucked up. But Hangover Days happens like a couple of days later. And there's a bunch of weird poppy sounds from south, and we don't know what it is. So if you could help us out, we'd like to, like, if we could make this into like a big, like, carnival type thing for like 2 weeks, that would be great. But you gotta let us know, you gotta send us some invites. We're very bashful sometimes. Let us know what's up, and we'll show up. We'll bring food and booze.
I do have to break in here because it looks like we may have had some contact between Jordan Alcolia and JPT. They are dropping like flies at this moment. Rick Martel up to 7th place as a result of this, but John Picha and Danny Ball now in the top 10. Danny Ball from 17th or 18th on the grid, last row to 9th. Very nice job.
Lucky number 7 is very attractive.
Looks like Javier Perez Torres has retained 10th position ahead of Ricardo Silva and Jordan Alcolia. Carl Hackman, rough race for Zoltan Kalmandi, the opposite of Danny Ball's race. Started P4 and is down to P14.
That's a lot of P.
Alcolia has got a fight going on there with Silva. A little disappointed that we're not getting that on our screen. No disrespect to John Major and championship leader Nathan Edward, who are having a little scrap here over 2nd place, but I would prefer to see that. Oh, Alcolia is dropping again, so it looks like maybe some contact between him and Mr. Silva.
Edison Silva?
No, Ricardo Silva.
Oh, Ricardo Silva.
There are-
Matilda.
You know, here's the weird thing. The UFC has officially signed another guy named Anderson Silva.
That's pretty awesome, actually. I would love to for the... Listen, can we, like, totally blow smoke as much as possible and get this Anderson Silva way hyped beyond recognition, beyond the previous Anderson Silva?
He lost his debut pretty badly, so this is gonna be a hard smoke.
Yeah, well, I got a pellet grill.
In the meantime, James Butler looks pretty comfortable out in front now. He's got a 2.5 second lead over this battle between Nathan Edward and Johnny Major. So it looks like Butler is going to take his first win here at Bridge after 2 real solid rounds last season. And we are on board with Ricardo Silva, currently in 10th position. Javier Perez Torres right on his tail there in the green, black, gray, and white machine. Honestly, what is with the black front end on his car? It's very confusing to me.
Racist.
It has nothing to do with that. It doesn't fit with anything else on that livery.
We need to get one of... Listen, we've got a spectrum of Hispanic drivers in this league. We need to get one of them on commentary. And I will PayPal you whatever you need to get geeked up to the tits for 2 hours and just give me the best soccer commentary, incomprehensible, ecstatic to the max nonsense we can get for one of these races.
What do you, Travis, just to break in, what do you make of Eddie Gonzalez's line there into the final corner? Because he's done that a couple of times where he's gone very wide. What do you think the strategy there is?
I guess maybe he's just close to the car in front, and he's not out braking himself because he's done it several times. He did there.
He did there, though, yes.
I'll point that out. But I think he's just trying to get the momentum off. I guess he's hanging out wide and kind of late apexing it to kind of straighten out the last half of the corner. Try to get a run on the straight. So, I mean, it is a long straight after that.
It is a pretty long straight, and then you're into a relatively heavy braking zone for the S's. It's a lot of good overtaking there, so it could be just setting up for an overtake into turn 1. Didn't work there. Wound up with the contact with the rear of Noel Robbins, but they have retained their positions, so I don't want to say no harm, no foul, but about as close to that as you can get without actually having no contact.
But that was a no harm foul.
But they are still running 5th and 6th. Javier Perez Torres back into 10th place ahead of Ricardo Silva, so he's getting the better of that battle for the time being. Johnny Major putting the pressure on as we head to the final lap here for Butler, Edward, Major, and in the background there, Fucale's still in the mix to a degree. Only about 5 seconds off this fight, but definitely I don't think really a factor for the rest of this way with only 1 lap to go.
That sounds like quitter talk.
They have closed down on Butler significantly, though. Butler's 2.5 second lead has been cut to about a half second. So we have a bit of a showdown here between these 3 men for the win. All of them have been to the winner's circle so far this season, and would love to get back there.
I'd like to perhaps recommend to the sisters Fucale, just run them off the road.
Perhaps.
Just.
I know.
Right.
Nicola will do that. Nicola will do that.
I'll let you go with one. Can't guarantee anybody with actual, authority will let you go, but I will let you go with one.
Yeah, he's got a good run.
He's got a good run here. He's got 1 turn to make it work. Here is the last turn. Going defensive is James Butler. He's going to have the inside line. It's going to take a lot to get around the outside, and it's not going to happen. James Butler is going to cross the line to take his 3rd Academy win of the season. Ahead of Nathan Edwards and Johnny Major. Very close there. Less than a half second separating the top 3. Adelle Fucale is going to come home in 4th ahead of Noel Robbins and Edward Gonzalez. 5th and 6th place there for Bach Motorsports. And then 7th is looking like it's going to be Mr. Rick Martel, the handsome one, and he's got John Peach on his tail there in the FK Performance car. My sister car.
Have we actually linked Rick Martel up with some Rick Martel shit?
I think he knows who Rick Martel is, to be honest.
I don't really believe that. And I'm gonna start PMing.
We'll find out about
Rick
that.
Martel.
Ricardo
Non-stop.
Silva makes it home in 10th place at his debut ahead of Javier Perez Torres. Zoltan Calmandi, he's going to be thinking about what could have been from 4th place to 12th. Jordan Alcolia kind of in the same boat there in 13th. Carl Hackman brings it home in 14th place. And there it is, Rithvik Salati bringing it home in 15th place there for Bonk Motorsports. His car highly compromised.
Wow.
Mr. Salmandi. If we mispronounce your name, we're not shocked.
We're not shocked in any way, shape, or form. Fastest lap of the race goes to James Butler. He was one of the 2 who managed a sub 1 minute 20 in the race. Actually, those 2 times there by Butler and Edward faster than the pole time. So there you go. They breaking ESR Academy records right there. Johnny Major also, and then most other people were able to do the 120s. Although Javier Perez Torres is a little bit disappointing there with the 121, 182.
Perhaps if he hooked himself up with some Rocket League, he could improve his
some
overall racing technique.
Some additional rocket fuel and maybe Fiesta Pill.
What?